No one has actually done it. It's a tradition that only I do. Tradition is supposed to be communal. Um, oh, good evening. Addis Sus. Adisas? Stuff. Adi. Oh no. Adisa Stafford. I'm going to go with Adisa. Yeah, that sounds like a good name. All the other versions didn't really work. Debs. Oh, hi, Debs. Right. We're actually going to get D. As in, like, your name, D. Okay, let's go with that. Right, so no one did this the last few weeks, but because no one was here. But tell us one fun fact about yourselves. My fun fact is, as always, that I play all my sports on the right side of my body, like my tennis, my football, my cricket. But I will be writing notes today on my left side, and last brushing my teeth, scissors. Actually, I think scissors are on the right side. Chopsticks, that's on the left. Recently learned how to use those. Right, if anyone could put a fun fact in the chat about themselves, that'd be amazing. We're not starting until that happens, as an excuse to prepare for this stream a little bit better. Come on, come on, come on! I'm waiting for it. I'm gonna wait until. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna wait until 6:15. I have a rib. If I lift anything heavy, it pops out, and I have to punch it back in. Yeah, didn't notice that, Paul, when I met you last week. Guess we didn't lift anything heavy. Actually, you tried to lift your bag up onto the train thing, that just didn't fit, did it? But I guess it didn't pop your rib out, which is lucky. 2 more minutes to hear any more from anyone. Fun fact, so it's something that wouldn't be immediately obvious to somebody who didn't not taken that again, that train, or that bag, even. Something that wouldn't be immediately obvious to someone at first impressions. The whole, oh hi, how are you? What's your name? What's your job? I have a rib that pops out. That's fun. That's fun. I do big things with my right side and little things on my left side. That's fun. That's probably less fun. I should probably come up with a better one. I'm gonna try and make this stream. Just close the curtains. I'm gonna try and make this stream like to time today. I've got a timer next to me. I can use either hand to hold a fork. I don't think that's that special, unless you're doing it at the same time and then sort of feeding yourself that way. I think I can do that, surely. Let me grab one. Right, and then yeah, it's all right for me. I'm the ambidextrous one. Time to get going. Well, thank you, Paul. Next week is someone else. Hang on a minute, Paul. We just had enough. But I can cut a bit of wood with a wood saw in my left or right hand. Okay, it's just trying to be like me now. It's just copying me. My ambidextrosity. Okay, so couple of new people today, which is amazing. So I'll walk you through what we do. On this call, it's a chance for you to watch me on how I analyze deals. Just kind of the analysis bit. So not the like putting in a search. Obviously not the calling us, not the bit that happens after that, the calling estate agents viewing. It's a Sunday evening. It's a bit that happens in between. I've shortlisted some properties today, and we're gonna look at just on a glance. Oh, that one might look interesting. That one might look interesting, and we're going to look through those today and see if the numbers work. That's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to get started by, as we always do, reviewing what I've done this week. Mainly focus on getting compliant. And I'm happy to say that somewhere saved in this computer is my anti-money laundering uh, supervision number reference thing. So I've got compliant. That's the main thing I've done this week. Okay, and I put that at the start to excuse myself for perhaps doing a little bit less than I would have wanted to on the rest of it. But first thing major thing I've done is send a direct to vendor letter to, I don't know if I should publicise that address, but to one called All Saints Muse. Actually, no, that's what this is all about, isn't it? It's public information. No worries at all. So I sent this direct to vendor letter. I'll read through it. Sorry that it's sort of saying that it can't be edited and blah blah blah, and it's zoomed in super loads, and I didn't mean to do that. But yes, my first direct to vendor letter using Property Engine. There's a little button that you can do to send. This cost 81p. Put it in the chat if you think that's good value. No, I'm not going to do it just because I've got you here. I'll leave you in peace. You don't have to do chat interaction. But 81p, not bad. Okay, and the reason I sent a letter to these ones is because my negotiation through the agent has broken down a little bit. Like, he was happy to forward on an email, at least I think that's what he did, about the assisted sale process where I lay it out. I've got a template I made for myself. Okay, assisted sale, for those of you who don't know, it's don't buy, refurbish, and sell on the behalf of the vendor who still owns the property, but you've pre-agreed a profit-sharing agreement at the start, so the investor can get a return on, essentially they've just invested in the refurbishment, or even they've joint ventured with the contractors, they've invested even less, so it's quite an accessible way to do it, and it avoids all the stamp duty. My name is Elliot Sykes, and I'm a portfolio builder in Northwest London. Thanks to the networking event last week, I'm not going to say deal sourcer too much anymore. This means I partner with local investors to invest in property. The way I do business is to solve problems for vendors and share the benefits of a home with increased value, not to rinse, a bit informal, anyway, not to rinse all the money out possible by offering heavily below market value. This win-lose method is dated and doesn't wash with me. Again, a bit too informal perhaps. I don't know why I got the impression that this couple was a bit younger, but just I think that's stereotyping, because they moved to America basically, and they had this property tenanted and kicked the tenant out and struggling to sell, and it's costing them money on the mortgage. I think we have an opportunity to work together. The way it works is that we don't buy your property, we refurbish and remarket your property for you at its full potential with a pre-agreed way to share it in the end sale that is achieved. There is no need to tidy up or take new photos. I had a conversation with the estate agent where I said, broken down, they've basically gone, yeah, so they're not sure about the sister sale thing. They're going to have a think about it, but in the meantime they're going to take new photos because the photos were quite messy. I won't show you the property because I've been through it the last 2 weeks. The photos were quite, actually, I don't know, what the heck, why not? Oh no, I can't find it. Yeah, anyway, a bit messy. They can take new photos, so that's why I put here. We can do all the photo taking, everything. My goal is, of course, to achieve a suitable return for the investor. I've got to be honest. A lot of people are like, well, I'm not paying you all this money. You're gonna, you're gonna take it yourself, and I want the full value of my home. But also offer you the amount that you need, which is, I'm sure, more than the below market value offers you must have received in the past months. It's been on since I think Feb, and then I think previously they tried to sell it in 2023 as well. So I've not really been sure about this asset for a while. Please call me on blah, blah, blah. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. If I'm busy, I have a full-time job, so I freaking will be. Please email me at Elliot Sykes Property, and I'll reply in the evenings. I'm not sure with the phone number as well. Like, I've been watching some tips on assisted sales, and actually doing it over email can really help because it's digesting this new information. Anyway, yeah, so, I don't know, I said I wouldn't do chat stuff, but, feedback on this, terrible letter. Thanks. Did you use your own paper and envelope? No, you just send it off, they process it at Property Engine for you. Okay, the next thing I did this week was follow up on this one that's sold subject to conditions. Again, sending that email where I explain what an assisted sale is. and it has sold. And I kind of more edited it and was more gentle with it. I was like, look, if you want to go with the offer that you've got, understand, but I can get something better than for you than. The agent wouldn't tell me exactly what it went for, but he said it was fairly close to asking price. I'm guessing it's around 750 something or 760 something like that. Okay, and don't know what I'm doing scrolling around. Basically, the agent, well, I phoned up sort of the day after I sent the email. I was hoping to send the email as I got the guy on the phone, but didn't happen. Phoned up and then an assistant said, "Yeah, Mark is sorting it. Don't worry. He will be speaking to the vendor about it later today." And this is not really what I want, because when they speak about something they don't understand, I feel like it's going to break down some potential another direct to vendor effort there, or I just need to get a lot tighter on how to work with these estate agents to focus them and sell them on the idea of forwarding my email. Because has he forwarded the email? And then again, I got this, he's going to deal with it in a proper way, he's a professional. Shut up. Alright, and then there was this one. So I phoned the agent on this one. If you remember, look at the crazy floor plan. It's a annex over here, that thing, and this huge kind of 4-bed, but it's marketed as a 5-bed, so it's marketed as one unit, but it's got this annex that, so I spoke to the agent, it's been used for rentals, and I asked, was it thanks to Paul's help, so like, make sure that's standard construction, okay, or not, no, make sure it's got building sign-off paperwork. Well, it's Paul putting it into ChatGPT. No, I'm joking. He obviously understood it, but he had to put it into ChatGPT for me to understand it. So yeah, I did that. And the agent was like, I don't know, mate. But in fairness, he tried to find things out. So he sent like a few emails back and forth. This guy, it's called LEG Estates because I thought it was just a weird name. Because his name is LEG. So it's perhaps a good opportunity to have a relationship with him. Not too corporate. Let's have a look. Ali Grossnas. It's a weird name, isn't it? So first, was done with full planning permission in 1999. This is after I phoned him. Thanks for getting back to me. Did he get the certificate again? Like, she doesn't recall. I feel like the estate agent should have it. I don't know. She doesn't recall, but it was built some 25 years ago. It's still in good standing. I'm sure lawyers will be able to dig this out. She believes it does have it, but can't recall. Fair enough. Like I just said, thanks for your openness. And I don't know. I honestly don't know what to do with this one because there is potential to get it if it had sort of perhaps 5 beds or whatever, bit of an extension. I was working out that we could get it to. Let's see if I wrote it down from last week, but I think it was over 1.2. No, it was 1.2, but it's the amount it's going to cost to potentially go up there. Is it feasible to just refurbish what we've got on the inside? It doesn't look that attractive from the outside. It's a difficult one. I think we're going to have to knock this down. And I don't want to do that with an assisted sale, so I don't know. I'm going to put it on the back burner. If anyone has any ideas what to do with this, I asked Rory in the Dealers Club chat. He was like, obviously he's super busy with his own, mentorship and whatnot. But he said in his typical way, gonna need a big refurb, like. So yeah, I agree. Anyway, let's get on with this week. So this week the focus is, first of all, creating another saved search. So I did this last week just to show you guys how this works if you haven't used Property Engine before. I'm going to create a new saved search around the this one, no, this one, yeah, okay, that's my first step. Just in case you don't know, I've got other searches here. Oh, that's the point. So, oh no, I'll explain that later. Right, okay, so a new save search. So I've got this plan to have all these save searches and then sort of filter out the ones that don't work and then get a proper focus plan for assisted sales. Which searches work best for assisted sales? What gets me the quality? So the next one that seems to be on my list is I can do. I've got, as you can see here, that's an easy one to do. Yeah, I've got reduced but recently listed. So in the last 6 months, for example, it's been reduced, but I haven't said sort of how many times. So this one I'm going to do reduced, recently listed, recent, heavy. It's like heavily reduced, so 20% perhaps, and let's see. That might filter it down too much so that there's nothing available, but let's give it a go. So back in use, of course, because it's reduced. Needs modernising. Well, of course. We need to add value. No chain. Do I put no chain? I think I do, because we're looking for chain free. That might change in the future, but for assisted sales, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, and then we're going to leave the rest of them. I look for 2 to 5. I look for any. I look for houses, bungalows, including detached, semi, and terraced, and other, because why not? That just sounds really fun. Oh, the reason we're getting nothing is because I forgot to do this crucial bit, that it's not in the exact postcode, it's within 5. Come on. 5 miles. How are we doing on time? Okay, we only spent 15 minutes recapping last week. We're doing well. Property condition. I'm going to exclude the excellent and well maintained, aren't I? Because there's got to be some issue to be solved. And although I'm sure that lots of clever people are able to find an issue with the lease, or they're able to find a circumstantial issue with the vendor, and I don't know. I'm just going to start with the kind of obvious of, oh, that looks a bit unattractive. That wouldn't look good in the photos. That wouldn't sell the property as well as it could. Just keep it simple. But I know there are people that buy and flip properties by just twiggling some legal stuff, or circumstantial stuff. Anyway, internal floor area, plot size, blah blah blah. I'll leave that. Number of times reduced. This is where we're going to do heavy. We're going to do at least 2 times reduced. Yeah. Okay, and amount reduced in price, I'll say more than 20%. That already gets it down to 5, so it might be a bit too much. And again, we've got our property that we saw last week in there. So, I'll keep going with that plan anyway. I don't want to look at anything that's got a potential of only G, F, and E, because I don't know, I'm not looking for a barn conversion. And we're going to go for, this is the one, we're going to, I always find this filter a little bit confusing, but include. So this means these properties have been added. Let's look back to our old friend we were talking about just earlier. Means they've been added within the last 6th of June. That seems about right. So, do you know what's funny? This has actually given me 2 properties that I've looked at, because I've labelled this one. You can see here, potential convert to flat. So, we'll get onto this one later. Now, should I open up my search more? I don't know. But I don't know what's going on here with all the, oh my. Gosh. I know this software is fairly new. I would like to exclude the leasehold and stuff because I'm not interested. I would like, that's probably all I need to do. I'm going to exclude the auction because I've got one of my categories of save searches that I want to get into, like an auction only thing. Yeah. See if that works, because you can get post-auction offers and pre-auction offers sold. And I don't like to hide the sold subject to contracts. When things fall through, that's where they can potentially get juicy. So, such as this one, which was sold at 20.5%. So they've accepted something way below what they wanted. Yeah, 975 to 775. That's quite awful, isn't it? And then if that falls through, blimey, they're going to be very frustrated, aren't they? And tell you what, it was sold subject to contract in August, the 16th, and conveyancing's taking a while these days. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to fall through. I don't know. I mean, if it's got this far, it's probably okay, one might say, but I'm going to say interested. And I'm also going to do this, so I want to know which search the properties in my pipeline have come from. So I need to add another one, because this one is going to be called, what is it? Reduced. So I've got reduced recently listed there. This new one's going to be reduced recent heavy. That's what we called it, like heavily reduced state of changes. It's a very specific search that, honestly, it's the same as the reduced recently listed search. It's just like, I don't know, like I feel I'm in a rush and I just want to look, or like the first priority really is to look at the worst affected properties, like the -20, -25, -20.5. Then if I've got more time on my hands, then I'll look at the one that's not heavy, that's slightly less heavy. Okay, so let's save search. Let's add the alerts. I want it to happen at 6 p.m. every day. I honestly wish that we could go remove, but filter out the sold subject contract. I don't know, because to me, removed without selling is so much more interesting than sold subject contract. I'm really interested in sold subject to contract, and I think I wrote this down the other day actually. Can I have a filter where it's sold subject to, I wrote it down again physically. Can I have a filter where it's sold subject to contract 2-3 months ago and see the slow movers? Removed is great because they've got frustrated with the agent, they might want to go with another one. They might want to go with me and my investors. So yeah, I'm just going to put that down. Can I have, and I have a message thread with the guy who owns this thing, so can I have a filter for, it'll probably tell me it's somewhere in here and I've just missed it, for sold STC. In fact, I think I could probably make it by, let's just save this. Actually, let's just do that. So I could probably make it by doing the, let's say if I did this and I like excluded anything within the last 3 months. That's date added to the market, not date sold. What I would need is something that said date sold STC and exclude anything 3 months or less, and then I get something that's sold STC for over 3 months. Date of last sold, time since previous sold, previous sold. But that's to do with when it was sold before the most recent listing. So yeah, something to ask. And can I also get alerts, not when they just sell, but when they are removed. When they are removed without selling. What day? Properties. So, really good learnings. Who is on? Just 2 at the moment. I don't know what it is. Paul and someone else. Let's just get a little quick promotion going, because I've got it in the Dealers Club WhatsApp group. I'm going to copy the link, put it in the social media. I know it's a Sunday. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to put it in the social media one. Because I was going to say live analysing deals now, because I'm going to get to it now. Oh, shoulder. Deals. Let's say now. No. I'm limited with time, so I'm cooking tonight. Got a duck in the oven. I need to sort that out in a few minutes. Then we're going to go into my accountability groups. Let's go. Paul's already done it for me. And he's asking how much commission he wants. Great stuff. Let's go labels and WhatsApp deal sourcing. I've got another accountability group. It's pretty dead, but Jesus, so dead I can't find it. Where is it? Might be so dead I didn't even label it. Oh no, there it is. It just doesn't have a picture, so it's like, how rude. I can't remember what I said that was rude. All of it. Right. So in my accountability. Oh, and also I'm gonna put it in my co-sourcing group. That is for co-sources who source to my investors that I know don't quite exist yet. But let's get going. Let's get going live now. Okay, and let's start analysing deals now. Where was I? I was here. Okay, so I've got these saved searches. Now another one that's reduced recently heavy. They're pinging into my email inbox at 6 p.m. every day. They come into this one for Property Engine. I've had 2 since I last checked yesterday at lunchtime, blimey, which if we have time we can get to today. And this is what I've done this week. I checked all these through, okay, and I'm tracking it because I want to know which is the best search. I'm tracking it here, okay. I'm going to do new for November. Here's what I noticed in October. I looked at the amount. This should say obviously quantity, and then quality. Obviously I could go deeper into it, but is that how you spell it? Quantity. Which looks a bit wrong, doesn't it? I'll leave that to your imaginations. Okay, so, and I said here, there's too many risks for the investor with a repossessed because the company will basically do it as a live auction, but until they choose the prices they're happy with. So you put in an offer, it can't be removed off the market. I literally looked at one the other day, repossessed, it said, our highest offer we've had so far is 560, and that poor investor's like, can you goddamn take my offer, 560? Well, if you would like to make an offer, please ensure it's higher than this offer, and then we'll be far more likely to accept yours than the other person's, and then off it goes. And you know, it'd be difficult for me as an investor, really difficult as a sourcer, because I want to build trust with my investors and say, here's a deal, not say, here's a deal, and then the next day say, I'm sorry, you have to increase the offer, the deal has lower ROI now, and we're not going to bother with repossessed anymore. So I've actually cancelled that save search since last time. And the biggest quality so far, but I've only been tracking it for a couple of days, is back on 5 miles, medium, as in it's come back on the market twice or more, 3 times or more. I feel like there is some quality as well, but it looks potentially like not. I mean, reduced is okay as well, but back on where, you know, they've been trying to resell it with the new agent, I think could fit in with assisted sales quite well, because you've got someone swapping agents. They want the price that they want. The agent can't get them the price. Okay, we're going to go to another agent. The agent's getting frustrated because they can see this vendor has already ditched 2 others, and you know, if they don't get a sale in the next 3 weeks, let's say, then the vendor's going to ditch them too and lose their business. And so I'm interested in those. I've tracked them, the quality ones I've put into my pipeline. Let's get into my pipeline and let's find some deals. And hopefully, although I haven't done them with all of them, that's annoying, but I've started trying to label which save search they've come from, so then we can know. So yeah, for example, probate and back on 3+. Let me not look at, because I'm already looking at one that's removed and sold STC at the moment, and seeing how that goes and how that conversation can work where they've already got an offer. Let's not look at those in this live stream. Let's prioritize the ones that are still on the market. First of all, one that I have successfully got a label on: reduced recently listed. And I just showed you guys the process of adding a new one, which is reduced recently listed heavy, or a heavy reduction. This is 995 to 925. What's the percentage on that? Is it going to tell me? Okay. Well, I don't know. That's like 7%, something like that. So it's had some reduction. Has it been back on the market with different? Oh yeah, I remember now. It has been, because it was previously listed by another company called Empire States for 1,050,000. So actually, the reduction is more than what it appears to be here. It is more like a 12% reduction. End of reduction. Okay, so I need to stop rambling and getting on. It's like I've been doing this filtering process and getting obsessed with that, and I've forgotten how to actually do it. Okay, so what we've got to do is look for comparables. Now, that I know is a summary, and I've been told by Sam to be careful of this, but that looks exciting, well, doesn't it? The AI summarization of the comparables in the area gives a value of 500k above where we're at. And this software is designed to pick things up with 5-bed, 2-bathroom. So what's the reason? Is there a problem with this one? Let's look through. Oh, well, it looks quite nice. Why on earth can't it be sold? I suppose, look, I mean, that's not great. You might fill it with a unit, you might paint that up. The kitchen is not old, but not new. It's the, what do you call it, MDF chipboard malarkey. So, new kitchen, if you're trying to cheap it out, you could probably keep the units, replace the doors. These kind of, just replace the worktop even, if you want to just spend £1,000. But looking at it, there's only 9 photos, so that's not particularly helpful. But everything's to regulation, everything's almost finished. So let's look at the floor plan. And let's look at my timer. Don't want to waste time just being busy for the sake of being busy. 13 minutes to go. Do I need to check my duck? Total for 138 square meters was made different from 4 pound below. That's very strange. Not too far different. So we are looking at NW26DT. It has a square meters of 130. Let's call it 136, because it's always best to undervalue our property and overvalue the comparables as well. Just be conservative. So 2 front guards, so it's in the front door. Yeah. To garden, dining room, kitchen. So perhaps that's an extension even, because it's longer than the ground floor. Got a bedroom on the ground floor, which is clever to make it 5. And then we've got, hang on, how on earth is it 5-bed? Is that a mistake? Has the reception room been listed as a bedroom? Oh no, this little thing is a bedroom. So it's a real box room. How can they list it as a bedroom? I don't actually know what the regulations are. Okay, I should know. Minimum size to be listed as a bedroom. Okay. Not so interested yet. Room less than 4.65 meters square cannot be considered a bedroom. So what's this one? It is. Oh my god, it's close, isn't it? How is calculating one of my bookmarks? It's not. Should be. Because I need it. Cool. What was that again? Oh, this is close to being borderline. Is it 2.67 times? Oh no, let's use this one. Times 1.995. 5.2, and the minimum size is 4.65. Yeah, so that is a box room. That is a box room. But so I think on that basis, yes, it's a 5 bed, but and a bedroom adds 13%. Thank you, Paul. But on that basis, I wouldn't mind doing a few comparables to 4 beds, just to be conservative. If it works with comparables of 4 beds, you can then say to the investor, and also there's an option to use this as a 5th bedroom, by the way, market it that way, but oh goodness me, blah, blah, blah. I hate box rooms. So yeah, although we're going to be seeing this exciting statistic there, I think the reason for that is because it's comparing to 5 beds, probably 5 decent sized bedroom houses, rather than what we've got here. So it's AI analysis of 4 bed, largest, smallest, single, very small. I agree. Thank you. AI didn't really need AI to tell me that. Okay, so where do we go from here? In terms of refurbishment, so I normally get like a refurb quote, put it into the analyzer. And today I'm just going to be analysing assisted sales, not really interested in flips anymore. Like a little bit, of course, if it works as a flip, great. But let's say the kitchen needs 5k on it, because like that floor's fine, and like the cabinets can stay, and well, obviously you could rip it out for 20, but and then that's all. It's all fine as far as I can work out from the pictures. I'd probably want someone to go around, a viewer, a builder, myself, not too far away, to get something decently estimated. But like, if that kitchen is 5 and then you got to tidy up the garden, that looks dreadful. 5, 10. Probably only gonna spend about. Does the outside need tidying up? Not really. So, you know, of course you could add like an extension and whatnot, but I don't think it needs it. This is fine, a kitchen diner. Like, could that kitchen be bigger? Could we extend out here? Yes, but at a bare minimum, I'm going to say that doesn't need more than 10k on it. So I'm going to put that into the analyzer. Oh, videos. Deal analysis. Strategy is a sale, the template. Here we go. 10k. Like, it doesn't really need money spent on it. Okay, if it doesn't work at that, then, you know, then so be it. And perhaps it does need a greater value add, an extension, the works, a bigger kitchen, whatever. But and its bare minimum is a 10k. And then, just for the sake of time, I'll take the average council tax and bills that I've worked out previously, the average legal fees that I've worked out previously. Estate agent fees, they always change with my previously agreed price of the vendor and selling price. So, previously agreed price of the vendor, let's say we give them what they want, which is 925. And I like to think that we can give With the ideal deal that I can create from an assisted sale, I give the vendor what they want. Now we're going to look at the comparables. But I'm going to take these 13 sold comparables with a pinch of salt because they're going to be looking at 5 beds. What it also does, it does last 24 months, so I'm not really interested. Last 6 months, great. Last 12 months is better, but first of all, last 6 months, amazing. Also, before we get cracking with that though, I'm going to take it down to a 0.5 mile radius, feels more safe to me. And oh great, these two are both in the 0.5 mile radius, so they're in the right area. But you've got a vast difference there. So you've got 1.425, which is exciting, and then 1 million, which is less exciting, I have to say. But look, these have sold. These have actually sold in the last 6 months, which is a struggling market. So this one, it's a what is our one? Mistake. So here's what I'm going to do. Back to property. I want to open the comparables in a new tab because I really want to just I want to then compare. I want to do this over here and this over there. So we can always look back to what we're comparing it to. Oh, that's gone horribly wrong. Alright. Technology. Looks better. Yeah. So this is a terrace, and if I remember correctly, the one we just saw now was like an end terrace, that high value one. So again, that's more attractive, isn't it? And we want to edit the 1 mile down to 0.5. Okay, cool. So the other thing I just noticed, 180 square meters, so it's not really fair comparable, is it? That is, we got 136, they're 180. So as much as I could spend time looking through that one and going, oh, lovely, and modern and contemporary, because it looks really cool. Again, I have to take a massive reduction. Look at the London market. I think people are going to really want assisted sales, man, because with a normal pie, they're taking reductions on these high value properties. Having said that, I'd have to hope for the market to upturn after I've refurbished it, because otherwise I'm going to be taking reductions myself at the other end. Right, so the other one. Oh, confusion, because that's 100 bigger, but perhaps it was dated. Aha, this was a project. Oh gosh. So that's not really a great comparable either. My God, I'd love to know what they've done with that since. When was it sold? 6th of August, probably gone through quite recently. Oh no, June. And then taken off. Okay. Interesting. But not a great comparable, I don't think. So, what we'll do, last thing on 5 bed is I'll put it to 12. So we've got, because in the last year, I'm happy with that as well. So here's a new one here, 186, again, bigger, like a lot bigger. Like I don't really want to compare. Oh, there's one photo, that's not interesting, is it? I don't really want to compare with something that big. Anything else? 1.95 million. And it's one of these that have had that extension on the side. I do like these properties. I love these kind of properties because I've seen them a lot recently, and it's insane how much it's sold for though. But where that's a normal 1930s build, permitted development, they've added that there. They might have gone and done an extension in the back garden. I mean, that is stunning. That is what you call a high finish. Yeah, beautiful. But isn't it interesting that they actually settled from there on 1.945? And this is the great thing, with the assisted sales. It's like, well, the reason they settled there is because They don't need 2.5 million really. They need like the 50 or 100k to buy the next property then and there. And you can be that flexible and provide that service with an assisted sale. Oh god, is that door? Is that door like white in the middle and everything else is black? Oh god, suddenly I don't like this one. No, it's lovely, but it's not comparable. Stop getting distracted. So I'm gonna stop looking at 5. I'll go back to 6, but I'm now gonna look at the. Do you know what out also is saying detach somebody out of terrace? What I really want is like a 4. So now looking at 4 ones now. A 4, maybe 5 terrace. Last 6 months there is 1 terrace. It was this one. Oh, wait, another one? What's the... This transaction has been identified as being either a purchase as a buy-to-let, transfer to a non-private individual, repossession, or any other non-residential transaction, meaning that the price might not be indicative of the fair value for this property. Probably undervalued. Okay, that's great to know. So let's have a look at this. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? That's an extension. And it's bigger than mine. Looks a bit not great curb bill on the front. Like I prefer this curb bill on the left hand side that was in there. Oh, time to check my duct. And probably, to be honest, oh no, it's not. It's a medium spec, but a super high spec kitchen, like a medium spec rest of the property. Okay, cool. I love the brick effect there. That's so cool. Maybe I should be a developer. And actually see this through and not just do it all from the laptop. Anyway, so that one, this property, I know why it's taking these reductions. I can see it now. Because I'm not seeing the right comparables. Last hope, if you like, is to extend on 12 months and possibly open it up to semi-detached as well. But really, yeah, we're not finding any detached. There's 4 semis, I can look at that later. But yeah, so just the terraced 4 to 5 bed. Oh, interesting. Another non-residential transaction. But note there, we've got 2 non-residential transactions in the comparables. Not doing great for comparables here though on this one, I can't lie. So 138, 133 is 0.34 miles away. Sold at the start of this year. This is fairly comparable, isn't it? I mean, I don't think it's gone into the roof, whereas our one has, but... this is a Hoopers who tend to take on the data while I'm getting to know Hoopers. Wow, my god, look at that kitchen. That is hilarious. I think I'm getting a headache just looking at that. Very Art Deco, as they say. Yeah, so I dated one and it's gone for 735. But I can't really look at it and say, well, what would happen if it wasn't dated? Because I don't know yet. I haven't found a fair comparable. That one we looked at, didn't we? Just one photo. Well, here we go. Slightly bigger. 4 bed. It's the strangest first 2 photos I think I've ever seen on a listing. Doesn't show you anything. But this is... Okay, yeah, period features. We get it. This is a nice modernisation, keeping some period features. Not a big kitchen, not a wow kitchen. It's medium spec, as I would say. Yes, you kept the original features. Great bathroom. Okay, not bad. Slightly bigger, but one less bedroom. That's a fair comparable. I'm gonna note it down. But it's gone for like 910, and this was all the 95. So I think this might just, and that was last year, December, might just be where we lie at the moment. I'll get it down. Variable 1 is 105 Ivy Road, and I will add it as a saved comparable, which is nice. So the next time I look at this again, I can remember my saved comparables. I think I was doing that the slow way last time because I didn't really understand how this worked. But yeah, nice. What have they done? Yeah, they've made the most of this permitted development. Whereas in ours, I didn't calculate refurb for that, but we kind of haven't. We've got this kitchen. What they've done is add an office onto the side or whatever. I don't actually think that's the ideal way of doing it. I don't know, it's great for a family, isn't it? That has someone working for a bit business. But yeah, I don't know. And then the bedroom, their top floor extends to the same length as their ground floor, which ours doesn't. So yeah, on a purely building basis, we can do a lot more with ours. But I don't think there's the room. I don't think there's the money. I don't think so. Really don't think so. I just don't think it's there. I mean, I could look at the semis. Obviously, they're semis, but there could be a better comparable. I think the reason that it's this one, this is the reason I was getting all excited, and Property Engine was telling me, look, there's potential. There's no way I'm turning it into a 5-bed, 5-bath freaking monster piece. 16 grand per square meter. I'll write it down because maybe we could do that. Maybe we could do. But look, I don't think because that was a semi. That's how they extended out the side. It was a semi, and I like this one. We can't do that. I just don't think there's any. Even if it's a similar square meterage, ours is long and thin, and well, I suppose you've got to think outside the box. But wow, a nice big bedroom and breakfast nook. How can that do something similar as that in terms of value? Has to go to the roof. Has to. I'm noting it down as a possibility, but I would not know how to do that. If Paul is still on the call, might be a tree behind the house. Roof has problems on this one. Oh, hello. Tree in front. Roof has problems. Mate, you're gonna have to explain that to me later. Maybe it's a little bit bowed, but I wouldn't know that myself. Perhaps Paul's gonna have to show me that later. But yeah, I'm gonna write this down. Maybe we could turn it into something like this. I don't know. I'll speak to Paul. I'll have a think about that. But on that, I'm gonna I'll close this tab, right? Because I don't need to look at comparables over here anymore. Go. Oh no, not close everything. Not close everything. Open this back up and go to the next property on my pipeline. I've got more than enough, haven't I? So yeah, I'm not sure about that one. It's still like interested, but I'm not moving it forward. Next one's going to be for Tall Garden. Oh, I should write down that one for 1 point. That comparable went to 1.9 million, something like that, and the other one went for 910. So, I mean, that's a horrible two comparables to deal with. That's going to be the next one. Yeah, this has only been on for 18 days. Oh no, I remember though, because it was with the other agent. We'll see. This one is going to be the next one. I'm just going to... God, that's going to go on YouTube. Taking a duck out now. Please cover. Great content. Great property content, that wasn't it? Right, here we go. Let's look at this. Hello. Um, Look at this one that I saved. And I can't remember why actually. Prop Tool Garden. By the way, that one, I just need to. I would have a guess. Our selling price could be. I'm not sure. Let's say if we made it nice. Let's just say we had a 200. This is so rough. We had a 200k refurb, and we had 1.5 mil at the end. Oh, not 15 million. I always get confused with zeros, right? Then we could make something work. We could make something happen here. That's juicy, right? But so if so many if buts and maybes. But I'm gonna file, save as. Oh yeah. NW26DT, and it's agent not yet contacted. I'm gonna save it there. Alright? That's how I do it. Okay, so I've still got the template to use for the next one. Which, yeah, I can't remember. This is before I came up with the system. Remind myself how to get these things. But this is interesting, right? Because we've got the opposite problem here. We've got something they're looking for 1495. In fact, I think I remember actually how I got this one. This is someone who's relisted a bunch of times, isn't it? Property listed. Property listed. Property listed. Added. Removed. Back. Reduced. There's all sorts. There's all sorts. This one. But you got the opposite problem in terms of 1.495 mil, and clearly they've only ever reduced by 5 grand. They're so stubborn. They're probably like, Mr. Estate Agent, I don't want to reduce. I want 1.5 mil. We need 1.5 mil. We need it. We need it. We need it. We need it. The agents have eventually got. Oh, if you're willing to take a substantial reduction, at least let's try a 9.5 price tag, just to see if it moves. And when did they try that? 22nd of October, a couple of weeks ago. The opposite problem is that the comparables are so bad. What? Okay, anyway, first step is I look at how. Should that be the first step for me to look at how much the refurb would be? Oh yeah, and I remember seeing like, well, no, nothing really. Again, average, it's saying. I am including average into my filters, don't know if I should. I was saying, yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. Like, the bathroom's exceptionally high standard. Everything else is moderate standard. I think if you want to give it a wow factor, you chuck it, because these tiles are a bit meh. You chuck in a wow kitchen, maybe reconfigure that. I don't much like the L shape myself. I think an island is much better. Chuck the sink over there, have an island. Personal thing. And you'd add a wow kitchen in, and let's say for, I don't know. Is anyone still on the live stream? I think you got a really good kitchen for like 30k. So I'm going to put that in. The kitchen, lol, transit. Yeah, honestly, that kitchen of that comparable was hilarious. Not possession of watching cook his dinner. Yeah, I know. I know, but you know, this is what's gonna come back to haunt me when suddenly, you know, I'm a big property giver and they're like looking at my old videos. Right, so what am I doing? I'm looking for the template again. And this is for, note down the little postcode in a bit. Second one that we're looking at today. I think it starts with an N, I know that. So our refurb's going to be 30, that's added contingency, 35,000 for that wow kitchen, plus a contingency, tidy a few bits up. Doesn't need more than that, does it? Our agreed price was 1,490,000, because I think we're going to need to give these guys pretty close to what they want, because they seem very stubborn. They've been stubbornly doing that since 2017, no, since 2023 is not far off. Blimey, they need that price. So, yeah, 1,495 we'll put in there. Let's then look at the comparables. Oh, and what was the postcode? Oh, and then I need to remember back to property because I want to do it in a separate tab and I want to do the same thing I did last time. LB7, yeah, that's quite an affluent area, so Mill Hill Way. 2NG, is it? Yeah, Mill Hill Broadway, yeah. So that makes sense to me while we're up there. Okay, open the comparables link in a new tab, please. Do it like. Do it like this. Do it like that. Oh God, did you do that again? Do it like that. Oh no. Oh no. What's yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it's giving us last 24 months. Always want to take that down. Last 6. Okay, we've got 3 there. It's giving us 4 bed, 2 bath. Our square meterage is brilliant. 224, and it's probably going to struggle to find anything comparable. Yeah, it is. 117, 144. You know, could we add another bedroom into ours? Because we're huge for a 4 bed. Really? Is that all you're going to give me? That, like, so I've got cataracts. I'm only 21. Oh, for heaven's sake. Right, so you've got this huge bedroom ensuite thing there. 1, 2, 3, 4. But, like, how many reception rooms do you need? Seriously. You've got a reception room there. Reception room there. Right. Here's my plan. Oh no, wait, that's the stairs going up. You can't have that as a bedroom. If you go to bed first and someone's popping up to bed later, I'm gonna see you getting changed. There's a big hat. Yeah. So it's there's ways to do it though. There's ways to make this a 5 bed. Garage, laundry. How much do we need a garage these days? We could have a utility room, but we could have a third bed. Toilet there, definitely needed. Keep that. What? Yeah, I was thinking the idea that why can't that wall go into a little bit more of a take all this out, open plan that up. Oh god, it looks like I'm home planning now. So there's options. I think with that structural work, that's gonna get the refurb. Whether it's getting this as a bedroom, that as a bedroom. Probably this is the best. Have a pee, go to bed. Because I feel like I don't know who needs a garage anymore, right? It's not really popular anymore. I don't think from my vibes. And look, like we've got a driveway here, haven't we? Oh Christ, we've got opportunity to go out there. This is a lovely plot. Have we got a driveway? Please, 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 please. Yes. There's so much potential in this place, actually. A huge driveway. Do we need a garage? I don't know. To be fair, maybe we do. Maybe the rich like to live that way. Anyway, what I'm saying is, all these ideas, they're getting us up to 151, maybe, K refurb. The simply swapping out the kitchen is getting us to 35k refurb. So let's start in the basics first, and then potentially progress up. Have we got any comparables? From that, on that basis, I'm gonna say no. Like, it's just nowhere near. We're so big. It's weird, but it's hard being an investor, isn't it? Because it's like knowing what the buyer would want. If you've already got a buyer, just refurb it for them. It's like, just do what they want. But knowing what someone would want, would they want an extension there? Because permitted development, I'm seeing an extension release lower floor there. Get another bedroom in there. But that's 150k, maybe 200k worth of work. And you're already paying. We're already getting a guaranteed price of this. So the work's like 200k. The price we have to achieve at the end is 1.8, maybe 2 mil. Tough market these days, and my comparables are looking crap. Right, stop waffling. 12 months, we've got a lot more action. Let's do something like close, like close-ish, in square meterage. Of course, this is like the best house around. What's going on? Yeah, I'm not getting anything. I mean, the best one is this. It's only 930, but it's like 118. Like, oh yeah, we've got this permitted development thing going on. Like I'm thinking here, but it's just it's different gravy, and they're struggling to sell it because no one's rich these days. Everyone moved on off to the UAE. Right, right. There's another way of doing this, I think, which is to zoom, and just see what's been selling, like literal, like identical neighbouring properties. 380k in 2002. Yeah, I mean that looks like a nice place, but that doesn't help me. 700 in 2024. Damn, that's across the street and it's so different. We've got a real unicorn property. Oh, that's a beautiful. They've done the kitchen really well. Really like that. But we've got ourselves a unicorn here because there's nothing similar. Oh, no, wait, you're going around. Hang on a minute. What? Have I made a mistake here? On my property is that pin up there. Okay. So we need to go around this estate. Okay, better. Seeing some stuff. I like to see. Next door is a lot smaller. Sold for 905 in 2014. Oh wow, it's quite so wow. Hadn't been refurbished. Neither this one or next door, or the one we're looking at, been refurbished at that point. 2014. Yeah. They've done the kitchen alright. Times were simpler, eh? Times were simpler. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Yeah, both of them have been modernised ins. Let's try and get something a bit better. Right, alright. 1.3, 2023. Well, that's nice. And our vendors are thinking they're going to get 1.5? This one has done it properly. They've opened it up. That's what I was thinking. Hang on. That is exactly... Because I'm a genius now. But that is what I was thinking here. And they've done it, haven't they? Whoa. Let's sell for 1.3. Oh, come on. And they've gone out the side there. I think our vendors might just be having us on here. Like I just don't see it. I don't see why it's even that high. I don't see how we can achieve any higher. In like significantly higher. Because that property has done the added value thing I was thinking of doing here. And I know this one's bigger, but like they gone to all that effort and they got 1.35 or 1.3. Yeah, I'm actually sad to do, but you have to be disciplined here in this game. I think I'm going to cross that one out. We've got time for one more today, so because I normally do 2 or 3 in these. I want to do 3 because I realise that one's just not. That's just not it. I said, why won't it sell the lease option? Oh, yeah. So in order to work as this as well, maybe I'll keep it as like potential lease option because I mean it could be an SA. Is Paul still watching? Of course he is. Stupid asking price, never to be seen again. Yeah. Try to get another bed upstairs maybe, but yeah, the asking price is silly. I feel like you lease option it. Talking to Paulie. So maybe a deposit of whatever they need, 10k, whatever it is, comes off the option price. Maybe they need 50k. So the option price is 1.495. Get an option of 10 years, 5 to 10 years. 10 is going to be tough. Get an option of 5 years. The market's stupid at the moment. It needs a bit of an upturn. Get an option of 5 years. Buy it for 1.495 minus what you've been paying in 5 years. And what you've been paying is, well, maybe the deposit's at 50k, so that option fee then comes down to 1.445. Then you're paying them rent every month. You get an SA money in. Cool. You can maybe work together on this one, or anyone. well, there's no one else watching. Get SA money in. So let's say the mortgages that they need to be covered is. I need to find out actually on this. Is it lived in? I think it probably is. For the fact that it's been on for 2 years. Is it lived in? I think it probably is. If it's lived in, you need to like pay for them to have a rent somewhere else. And let's be honest, these guys probably living it up a little bit, and now going to want expensive rent. But all this money you're paying out, the investors paying out, comes with the option fee. They're getting it in as an SA, which as an SA this would probably bang. I don't know much about SA, but yeah, that's gonna bang as an SA. Maybe it's getting 8k a month as an SA. Maybe you're paying off their mortgage at 2k and paying for a rental for them at 3k. 5k, your management 6k, you're making 2k a month, and then you got an option in 5 years' time, maybe when this genuinely is worth like 1.6, to buy it at 1.495 minus your 50 grand option fee, minus the 5 grand times 60 months, minus 300k that you've already paid them because it's coming off the option fee, and you're actually getting this banger for like 1.1, and you've been making money out of it. You're getting it for 1.1 in 2030. So yeah, but with assisted sales, it's not really it. So I could maybe get myself an option analyzer, but this is not it. I'm not gonna even save the changes. Doesn't work in assisted sale in my books. Right, let's do this one. Brim Hill. I had this one on last week, to be fair, and I started looking at the analysis, and I just needed some. So this one I can bash out quickly. I just needed some. Oh, I did it as a flip. Okay, fair. But I needed some comparables, and that was it. And then I was good to go on this one. So we can get this one done in, I'm going to say 15 minutes, and then call it there. So I'm going to put a quick message. Let's start the timer. Quick message into the chat. Oh yeah, my like. Um, Thoughts on this out of interest. Alright. Last deal. Last 15 minutes. I promise, I'll look at that later. I think it's Angela Rayner or something. Middle income landlords face bankruptcy. Yeah, I'll just give that a thumbs down. Because, yeah. It's not hitting the 50, 60 property landlords, is it? So I've just got to try to become one of them, I guess. Okay, so it must be. Here it is. So I was looking at this one as a flip. Well, that needs to be deleted. Delete note. So it's on 1.5. I was saying refurb for 100. So why was I saying that? We'll have a look in a second. Flip fees are a bit different. Naturally, agent fees based on the selling price. Obviously, we're now losing 1.2 mil because I don't know. I haven't done the comparables yet. I don't know what the selling price will be. But as a flip, you're paying £168,000 of stamp duty on 1.5 mil. So this is why this week I just haven't really bothered looking at unless flips. But I'm already halfway there on this one now. So right, sourcing 330k. I mean, it's 2% of the purchase price. You know. Right. Okay. So let's have a look. What am I talking about? It's this one. It's a garden that needs sorting out. So what's that? 5 grand. A kitchen. We need a new kitchen. I think the kitchen's quite small, and this is where like the bare minimum what you do is put in your kitchen in 10k, 15k. and that's fine, isn't it? It's fine. New carpets throughout upstairs, I think. Not many photos to go up, but new carpets throughout upstairs. So why don't I even come to 100k? Because up in my head it's going about 30 now. New carpets, new skirting boards, 40, whatever. Was it because I was thinking of knocking through somewhere? I do think that kitchen needs to be bigger for a property of 1.5 mil. You know, who is spending 1.5 mil on a property with a kitchen that I've got in my little flat? So I think I probably was including for to be added on. I think I was including for that. So an extension of about 60k plus the 40k I worked out earlier. That's what I'm going with. Okay, reminding myself. Let's go. So what else needs to be considered? Yeah, I mean, just a brief overview, like 1.8 to 1.65, and then it's just gone down, 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 down. But they've stuck with their agent Dexter's. More commercial one, but quite a big one. Obviously, quite successful. And let's look at the three sold comparables. 1950. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I don't like 1 mile. I want to be safer with 0.5 miles, similar area. And I don't like 24 months. I want to see if there's any 6. No. Nothing selling in this rich area. Finchley, East Finchley. Like, what to bear in mind of East Finchley is. Where is that in relation to? Golders Green area, yeah, fair. Okay. London's is one of them where like this could be a really poor area and this is a rich one. It just happens like that. Okay, so our comparables. Oh, I did it again. I actually did it again. I need to open this in a new tab because otherwise I keep going back and forth and it's annoying. How am I doing on my timer? 10 minutes. Alright, new tab. Let's go. Open link in a new tab. Down, 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 down. How about if I go with this one there? Yeah. And then I go with... Yeah. That's the way to do it. We're 129 square meters. I mean, for 1.5 mil... I don't know who thought they would get it for 1.8. Dexter's, obviously. It's pretty small, isn't it? Into 0EZ. Pretty small. We are 100. Yeah. I mean, look at the price per square meter. 11 grams. It was absolutely mad. Absolutely mad. That's how London, I want to say is, but maybe I'm going to say was. But there's so much potential for an extension here. I looked at an extension just kind of corner one, but you could build that back, I think, as well, with planning. But DC don't sell with planning, so we're just going to assume not. Permitted development. Ask about permitted development. Great. So let's have a look. This is so much bigger. Oh, confirm the next one. Yeah, I don't actually want to look at it right now. It's just so much bigger. That's so much bigger. That's so much bigger. That. Oh my god! I'm sorry, but I just have to. Wait, it's not even nice. It's dated, but oh yeah, beauty. Sorry, added on Wednesday, the 13th of July, 2018. For an asking price of 2.7. They held out until February 2024 for 3.9. That's genius. Which... Okay. Save comparable. Oh, I already saved a comparable for this one. Fair. So look at it. Forgot. This is what I just need, the consistency, man. Yeah, because this one's like dated, and like look, but it's loads bigger though. Don't know why it's so comparable. It's not quite where we want to be. We're at 129. I mean, can we get something smaller? Can we filter by square meters? Oh right, yeah. No, we can't. More filters on the comparables, please. Property engine. Bottom line is, all these properties in the area are bigger, so I think our extension plan is absolutely necessary. Housing going to the roof. So, yeah, a lot of these properties don't sell. They're kind of unicorns, aren't they? All right. So let's look at the closest one to our square meterage. Let's say we extend it and we get it to 160 square meters. Then suddenly this one, Shakespeare Gardens. Oh, sounds lovely, doesn't it? Shakespeare Gardens becomes part of the plan. Now it says that this one requires modernisation. Yeah. But, yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate, isn't it? Because clearly, 30 years ago, this was like the height of the pinnacle of the pinnacle. Ooh, those tiles are dodgy. Might need to change them. So, requires mobilisation. Actually went for higher than asking price. Wow. Tatler's estate agents. Well done, you. Went for higher than asking 1.76. Okay. Yeah, I'm saving that one. N29LJ went for. It's a similar thing, right? It requires a bit of modernisation. What's ours? Requires a bit of modernisation, not too terrible, right? Same sort of thing. Whew. Yeah, this is the pinnacle, And this has had that extension with planning. So we do need to be adding that 100k, maybe more. Or take wall down between dining room. I think we are talking about the last property. And this one, Brimhill, London. Let's talk about that now. So yeah, I'm happy to look at 169 square meters because we do want that extension. And it's gone for 1760 just in June this year. I'm very happy with that comparable. Oh god, how are we doing for time? I don't know. What's this one? It doesn't say the floor plan or anything. It's just got 57 photos. What? What? It's a greenhouse? Okay, what is that? Anything somewhat close with 4 minutes. This is somewhat close. Yeah, it's it's obviously bigger. But we've got permitted development to play with all around there. I might put my refurb up to 150 because I think we want to get more out of this. We need to get that square meterage up just based on the comparables in the area. What am I doing? Yeah, so that's where we need to be. I'm trying to find that. Yeah. Yeah, and that's playroom. That's cute, isn't it? That's doable. Okay, so this one sold for 1.8. July 2024. Wait, wow, that's it's a bit long ago, isn't it? But I think we're having to get creative with this, aren't we? 5.8. I'll just put in brackets July 24, so I can do the thing where I project that forward to today's value. But in terms of refurb standard, oh, beautiful kitchen range. Some might say that needs a refurb. No, that's just an old kitchen range. That's a feature. That's really freaking cool. Yeah, I like it. They haven't gone for an extension, but typical build type. Beautiful garden. Our garden needs a tidy. Yeah, no, that's a fair comparable, I think. Well, okay, so here's how I predict it into today's value. Go like that. Go like that. Alright, and I go like with detached here. And I go, we were looking. Okay, so just need to change the dates. We were looking July 24, weren't we? Okay, so July 24, we're at 1.13, and now we're at 1.14. Honestly, that's so similar that I won't even bother to change it. Won't even bother to change it. So 1.8 is accurate. So that's actually quite important to do that. It's like you think, oh, that was a while ago. Like, should I be, somewhat concerned that's inaccurate? Well, actually, we've flatlined in London since then. So yeah, so that's a fair comparable. Maybe we've got one more minute to try and find another. I've only really got two here. Find something where if we had an extension, I think if we had an extension, we're not getting to like over 200 square meter territory, are we? What's this? This one says 178 that we kind of rejected earlier, but I swear when you click on it, it's 190. No, 178. Okay, it's a rather different kind of feel, isn't it? No floor plan, not very helpful. Oh, right, come on, we're finding one more comparable and then we're done. This one looks alright. 174. Yeah, okay, let's use this one. Yeah, slightly dated again. Yeah, not the greatest kitchen, needs a new kitchen. Yeah, same sort of thing, right? Was probably absolutely the height of everything 30 years ago, and that went for, oh wow, that went for 2.28. So I don't know if that's a more desirable area. And July 24, but we said we didn't need to change anything there. So there's potential, I think, here. N2 0RD. Yeah, I'll look into this if this is potentially an even more expensive area. But this has gone for 2,280. So 1,760, 1,800, 2,280. Same number of bedrooms and everything. So with a bit more square meterage, which we're going to get with 150k refurb, I hope. And we would come in with a. So I'm just using the calculator on my phone for speed. 6 plus 1. Oh, I've committed to all the zeros now in the millions, but I'm going to mess it up, I know. When you're dealing with millions, a million is 1,000,000, so just deal in thousands. But okay, and divide by 3. So that gives us a comparable figure of 1,946. Do it slowly, don't mention it. This one needs to be saved. Yeah, this one I will not save like that. I'll have to create a new saved file. Okay, yeah, so 150k refurb to add in that extension and a new kitchen and just new carpets upstairs, maybe skirting boards, a little bit of paint. I don't know if that's realistic. Okay, keep the averages there for the sake of it. Yeah, legal bits. Yeah, cool. So the previously agreed price was 1.5. They've had it on the market. I did that last time. Had it on the market for a while, so they might take. I feel like they might take lower than 1.5 now. But it's nice to give them what they're asking for. But they must be incredibly frustrated since December 2022. So I think a 1.450 couldn't hurt, to be honest. Couldn't hurt them. Or like 1.5, but just give them the 50 up front, like give them what they need up front. And then that comes off the agreed price at the end of the assisted sale. Okay, cool. I'd like to know if this is lived in as well. Looks like it could be a probate. But it didn't come to me as a probate. 4-bedroom possession. Modernisation. Scope for expansion, definitely. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Okay, and we worked out our end selling price could be could be this. Let's just copy it out. Could be this. And I mean, that works. Honestly, that works. 99.56% return on investment. I'm taking a 30k sourcing fee. Maybe I don't need to do that, but that's the 2% of the previously agreed price. And the great thing about having 99% here is, like I said, some things can be taken off this price. So if actually they're saying, because I'd start, this is like the worst case scenario where you're paying all the agency fees to the investor, you're paying all the agency fees at the end to the investor. Agency agent might only need half of that up front, and then you're increasing the ROI. Actually, the agent might need half of it, but the vendor might be happy for those agency fees to, yes, be paid by the investor, but come off the 1.5 million. Then you just take it off, and then we're at 125. Similar thing might happen with the agency fees at the end. We're at 114. Maybe all agency fees can be covered by taking it off the previously agreed price. 143. It's quite flexible. The vendor might say, no, actually, I want to split in this profit at the end. And then, I don't know, I suppose that's basically the equivalent of adding, let's say they want a split of the profit. So what's this profit? It's 200. Let's say they want 25% of the profit, so roughly that's 50k. So now literally you're just going to work that out instead of doing some more complicated maths. I'm just doing that, and that's still decent. Like if they want 50k of that profit, we're still making 73% ROI. So I think there's definitely potential in this one. That's great. So I'm going to ask this vendor, this estate agent, about is it lived in. Ask about permitted development with all those extensions. I'll also ask Paul if I'm totally out of the ballpark with 150. Let's say it's going to cost 200k. Seems a bit much, but it still kind of works, right? So yeah, let's say that was really hot because we did find that property at 2.28. Maybe it's a bit of an outlier, and it's in a really expensive area. So let's say actually just based on the others, we're only actually 1.8. It still works. That's tougher to make it work, so we're relying on 1.9 really. But yeah, it's still green. Every single bad scenario I fired in was green. The good scenario got it to over 100% ROI. So yeah, also asking Paul about that. Refurb cost. Any other things for the next week? Let's have a look. So, look into our pipeline. So about that one, we're asking those questions. Obviously for the rest of the week, I'll keep looking into the rest of these pipelines. I'm going to try and filter out any of the searches that aren't going so well. This one, maybe think about if there's someone still in there. If not, lease option, whatever. This one just doesn't really work, does it? Yeah, full stop, isn't it? And yeah, that's kind of it, really. And then these sold subject to contract. Yeah, that's not my priority. Cool. So next week is going to be maybe my last week on my trial, or I've got 12 days left of my trial. So yeah, I'm going to make the most of next week's one. I have a plan it coming in the week, so I have a few days off of like literally spending a day on this thing and literally like documenting it, and I should be able to bash through all of these, and I'm trying to get an offer accepted in one day. That's my plan. Can I get an offer accepted in one day? That sounds like a cool idea. So for this stream next week, we should be in a much better position. All right, I'll shut up now, and let's just take a look. Chat. Could you advise through when looking for things in training? We cannot offer the club offers on market, off market only. What's this mean? Wait, could you advise through though when looking for things in training? We cannot offer the club offers on market, off market only. Right, I'm gonna try and find you in the group and then private message. I'm not quite sure. Hi, thanks for this. I'm literally brand new, not started my training yet. When sourcing, sorry, only can offer off market. So I think the question there is. By the way, feel free to just hit my name in the WhatsApp chat later and give me a private WhatsApp. But I think what you're talking about is, can you only offer on it when it's off market? No, no, you can't. You can, yeah, that's not the case. Things are on the market. You can put in an offer. Then yeah, I've not sourced a deal yet either. So don't worry that you knew. Then you just explain to the agent that your situation, that I have investors, and that's the Fontaine's investors. I need to offer this deal to them. Thank you for accepting my offer. Could you give me a week, okay, to market it to my investors, to get you the proof of funds, and take it off the market for that week. If I've not found anyone by the end of the week, fair enough to put it back on the market, something like that. But I've not done it yet, so yeah, who knows. Right, that's everything. Thank you very much. And you can watch this recording. I'm just going to put it up in about 5 minutes' time.